2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to episode 367 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Will.
Back to just the two of us this week, Will. Eric and
Been a bit,
Corey.
right?
It has been a bit. Eric and Corey. Our episode today is going to be on No Man's Sky next. Eric and Corey had wanted to play some. Never got the opportunity to. Corey actually fired his up today to play a little bit today. And for whatever reason, the part where it's calculating at the beginning took so long. I actually experienced that right before we started. I wanted to play a little bit, of a new game, and it did take longer than even when I played yesterday, because I started a few new games over the past couple of days just to, experience some of the next stuff to talk about for this week. And I don't know why it took like probably 8 minutes for it to get booted up. So, but that's going to be our main topic. I played probably 6-8 hours of No Man's Sky with the next update, so I will be talking about that for the main segment. So, yeah. To tease for later on the episode, I'm sure we're going to be talking more Octopath Traveler. Will, I know you played quite a bit. I played a decent amount myself, not as much as I would have liked, but that's just how things are going so far this summer. So, yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to tease for later on in the episode, Will?
Not really. I've just been playing Octopath Traveler every minute that I get a chance to.
Mm-hmm. Nothing. I do have an interesting thing actually to talk about during Nibblebits about about Spectrum. So I'll talk about that. That's a really fascinating news development here in New York. So we'll talk about that. So yeah, without further ado, so No Man's Sky. So when No Man's Sky came out, it was, yeah, I would say
maligned.
Yeah, I would say it kind of got mixed reviews. I think there was people like me who liked it for what it was. I liked it at launch. It wasn't great. It definitely felt more shallow than they made it out to be, but I also don't think it was as bad as some people made it out to be, I don't know how much you played at launch, Will, but I probably played 30, 35, 40 hours worth right at the beginning.
Yeah, my thought with No Man's Sky was the game was so mysterious. So when I was playing it, I was like, oh, man, what more could there be to this game that I don't know about? And then I realized there was nothing, really.
Right.
I kind of stopped playing right there. So I probably played 4 or 5 hours, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Hated the planet I got trapped on, and then I just stopped.
Yeah, it's funny because when I started the next, like I said, I started maybe 5 or 6 games. Every single planet I got put on was a Sub-Zero planet, and I immediately had to start worrying about my survival. My first planet when I started way back in the day. Oh, I actually meant to start playing the video in the chat. This is our starting locations from when the game launched video. I was in like a paradise planet. There was grass and flowers and birds everywhere. It was great, but I haven't had that same experience this time around. But so I'm going to go over some of the changes they made. I actually had to get these written down from a reliable source. I think I got these from Eurogamer because they had added a bunch of stuff after the game initially came out. I'd never played it after the vanilla. They've had maybe 2 or 3 other big updates where they've added a bunch of stuff and added some gameplay elements, none of which I knew about because I hadn't played it since. So there's obviously visual and cosmetic changes. They're talking about in the chat how much better it looks, and I agree. It looks way better than it did before. Massively improved lighting and atmospheric effects, increased draw distances, a new cloud rendering system, improved textures in water, third-person perspective camera, a new sense of scale with more Earth-like planetary generation system that produces more mountains, valleys, flora, fauna, and architectural props. Totally. It looks 100 times better. And one of the things I think Tito talks about in his feedback is how much the interwebs are playing up the better visuals. People are taking stunning screenshots of planetary stuff and stuff on the planets and space travel and stuff. It looks so much better than it did before. That being said, it's also more taxing on system resources. I definitely can't run it as well as I did right at launch. I still like to have the balance of looking nice and running really well. So It doesn't run as well as it did before, but I do have to tinker with it a little bit to get it running exactly the way I want. But it does look much, much better. Narrative and story main quest changes. So the entire opening mission was changed to make it more accessible and better explain the game systems. You still have to gather resources for your down ship, and the emphasis is still going to be on gathering and managing resources. You get access to a new item, the Terraformer, that lets you shape the Earth around you at will, as well as base building and freighters early on. So I did play through the opening mission a couple times. It is a little bit different. You have to actually you wake up like in the middle of nowhere, and you have to actually track down your ship and slowly repair your suit and your systems and all that stuff. I do feel like it does a better job of explaining the systems. That being said, there's also a lot of new things that I wasn't aware of. I actually had to look up the controls. I've actually got on my Chromebook, I have the controls on a tab because I didn't know what I was doing. I actually feel like after the initial maybe 5 or 6 hours that I played with keyboard and mouse, I switched over to my Xbox controller just because it's a little bit more convenient for this game. And if there's not, I mean, the shooting stuff is, it's okay. So I never felt like I needed a keyboard and mouse to play it afterwards. But I was too lazy to go downstairs and get my Xbox One controller to use on my computer. So, yeah. So there's that.
So now there's missions in this.
Yeah. So, okay. So what you have to do is then you wake up. You're, like you said, marooned. Your stuff's all broken. So you got to find minerals to repair your scanner. So you find, I think it's ferrite clusters or whatever that you have to mine then you go into your inventory and you repair your scanner. So then you scan and you find your ship. So you have to make your way to your ship, and you've got to repair components on your ship. You have to build something to boost the signal, to track, to all that stuff. So it does show you how to do some of the new systems. The building thing was very new to me. I had never had any experience with that. So that was kind of cool. And it's pretty seamless too. It's what is it? It's either Z or X on the keyboard, and then it brings up the menu. And honestly, the menu scrolling with the PC controls is a little bit awkward. I know it's going to take me a little while. What the heck? Why did the video just suddenly switch to Fortnite?
It's a sign.
Anyway, why did that happen? Anyway, that I got distracted.
They want us to talk Fortnite.
Must be.
The man.
Skip ahead a little here. I don't know how much of this played. I did not use a terraformer. That's a new access to a new item. I did not use that yet. One thing I forgot to mention is when you start your game, there's 4 modes. And again, I don't know if any of these were here in any of the other updates, but you have your standard mode, you have a hard mode, you have a permadeath mode, and then there's the Dave in the chat talked about it, the what is it called? Unlimited mode? Creative mode, that's what it is. And that's where you don't have to worry about resources. You just automatically have all the stuff you need to build whatever you want. That's actually what I spent the most time with last night, so I could kind of get a handle on some of the newer systems without spending a lot of time gathering money and gathering resources. It allowed me to travel off the planet right away. I actually went and got one of the freighters that you can, because you have unlimited money. Yeah, it's fun to screw around with all that stuff. So I was able to get myself a freighter and do some of the freighter stuff before I quit playing last night. So. Changes to ships and fleets. So freighters, introduced in the previous update, so that was there, have been reworked again. You now get access to them much earlier as a freebie rather than, hey, Cogwhistle, thanks for the follow. Rather than needing to pay huge sums of money for them. You can find improved versions with better stats around the galaxy as you progress. Freighters now have customizable areas in more prominent positions. There's a new frigate system. You can now buy frigates and have up to 50 of them in a fleet that follows your freighter around in space. Frigates have their own specializations and can be set on procedurally generated missions, which play out in real time. You can actually follow them across the galaxy as they go to actual locations to perform actual tasks, or you can let them remotely run on their own. So I had a little bit of experience with that. I hopped around to a few different systems actually trying to find frigate, because I heard if you save them in battle, you can board them afterwards, and the commander of the fleet or the frigate that you're trying to get, or freighter, whatever, we'll give it over to you, and thanks for helping him out. But I actually went on during the creative mode and bought one. Just so I could experience it. So you go and build a command center, and from there it's like the war table in what's Dragon Age. It's like the war table in Dragon Age, which is kind of cool. You can have them run missions, and again, you can follow them around and help them out or save them from attacks and what have you. Apparently up to 50 different ships, which is crazy. You can park your ships on those, which is also neat. Yes.
Real quick, Dan, I'm watching
go
the video of our discovery, like our first planets.
Uh-huh.
The graphics for the game then did not look very good.
No.
I'm actually kind of surprised because I thought it looked a lot better than what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But they fixed that though, right? It looks
Yeah,
better
it
now.
looks a lot better. Honestly, Corey, this is Corey's starting planet. It's kind of ugly anyway.
Well, I'm actually only on Eric's right now.
Is this Eric's? I thought Corey started first.
I'm not watching the chat video.
Oh, you're on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the graphics are undoubtedly better. Like they said, especially the atmospheric effects, the light rays and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The animals are much better. Like I came across these giant radiated mushroom looking creatures when I was playing last night.
Ooh.
It was awesome. There weren't these little rat things everywhere. There was actually legitimately cool looking critters.
I'm actually being convinced to play this now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the points I was going to make was, if you were initially put off by, how shallow the game was, there is a lot more to do now than there was. And as I said, I enjoyed the game before. It just didn't have quite enough to hold me into it, but now it does. Like I want to start in the normal mode and build myself up to the point where I can get a fleet of frigates and freighters and all that stuff, and be a commander and trader, and I think that'd be awesome. Explore the galaxy. So, yeah.
Dave in the chat said I went to a planet that had the Bills in second place.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to get that out there.
They weren't in second place. They won a wild card last year when they made the playoffs, right?
So they were technically second place.
Was it a wild card?
Yeah.
It was a second place wild card.
Yep.
Okay.
They're technically second place in the division, but they were the second wild card.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, because only the division winners and then the 2 wild cards.
Yep.
Okay. I always forget how playoffs work in different leagues. So system and mechanical changes. Base building has been reworked with greater focus on construction, using individual pieces like floor, walls, and ceilings to make more elaborate, more distinct rooms and layouts. Room pieces now automatically carve out landscape to fit it nicely. So you can now build anywhere on a planet rather than set habitable outpost places. You can now have multiple bases, which you can travel to with teleporters instantaneously, which I really like. I didn't do any building other than on my ship. I built a few rooms on my ship, but I could not figure out how to do the building on the ground. I didn't know if you needed a hub to start off from and build from there. I didn't get the opportunity to tinker with any of that stuff. So, and then multiplayer changes. So, headline edition in Next is the multiplayer. You can now play in groups of up to 4 players, and you can see their actual characters. You can customize your own character, which means you can play as a Gek. Special live missions are coming soon, and completing them rewards you with in-game currency that lets you purchasing like exclusive emotes, ships, parts, and vehicles. There are no microtransactions, thank goodness. You can mark points of interest to your group, drop resources directly into friends' inventories, and join players at will. So those are the changes in No Man's Sky Next. Yeah, I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with it to this point. I can't say for sure if I'll keep playing it, but it's definitely there, and it's one I can play with the kids around too, which is also important. My son actually liked watching it when I played it before because he liked, he's into planets and space and all that stuff. So, and seeing weird animals. So I think it's just going to interest him more now than it did back then because it's a more interesting game.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's does it pique his interest like in space?
Yeah, definitely. So
It's a I kind of feel like just playing this game just to explore the galaxy a little bit and get a little bit lost in something.
hmm
That's
yeah,
not a deep story RPG.
well, that's just it, and I think that's what it excels at. It's one of those like make your own goals type of games. Dave in the chat said it's a chill game, and that's exactly right. It's a perfect game to play like when you don't want to play anything. Like I know Eric and Corey talk about, and I've had these moments too, where you don't want to start something like super deep, like an RPG, or if you're in between games and you don't want to start anything new because you have a new game coming out in a week. It's like a perfect game to play for that. You just wander around a planet, gather some resources, slowly work towards your own personal goals. Like there is an overarching like story, but I don't know that anyone paid too much attention to that. I know it wasn't a great story per se. So you complete your own little mini goals, which makes it a good relaxing game to play. So
Could this be a candidate for comeback of the year?
I think so. I think they did a nice job with it. The stuff that they put in the game is stuff that should have been there at launch, probably. But it's nice to see that they've worked so hard on the game since it came out and was disappointing at launch. They've done a good job with it. Another thing, I think I've seen that you can get it on PlayStation. I've seen all sorts of sales for it. I want to say I saw it for $10 or $15 on PlayStation. I'm not sure if that was a physical or digital copy. And you can get it for 25 or 30 on PC. Like I think that's a steal for this type of game.
Yeah.
So.
You know what? I know we will never probably get it. I would like the documentary on this game and what happened.
Yeah, I would like to see like the lead up to launch.
Yep.
Just like the 2 weeks before launch, and then everything that happened from launch until like now.
Yep.
I think that would be fantastic.
We'll never get it because the only time this stuff breaks is when it involves EA with BioWare.
Yeah.
But I feel like this would be a very, very fascinating tell-all story to be like, who's really at blame for what happened at the start?
Dave in Boston says, this is my game of the year. Runner-up next to Shower with Daddy. Which is an actual video game. So,
Is
well
this on
done.
Steam?
I think so. It's Showering with Daddy. Yep.
That's luck.
It's good stuff. If you're, I don't know, I think it's full price probably on Xbox. Or is it like premium indie price, like $40? I think it's full price, but yeah, definitely now is the time to jump in if you're looking for a relaxing, endless planet explorer. But it's also got some economy stuff. You know what it is? It's EVE Online light, like really light. That's how I would put No Man's Sky.
So if you're looking at an Xbox version of this game, it's $49,
Okay,
but you
so
can
$50.
get PlayStation versions for like 20, 25.
I know I saw it on sale for 10 or 15 somewhere. I can't remember where, and it was last week when it first came out. So
Sounds like it's time to jump in.
yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Especially if you played it at launch and weren't thrilled with it, give it another go. Definitely. So okay, I think that's everything I have for No Man's Sky. I would like to play more of it. It's once I get an actual wired connection from my PC back to my router. Right now I'm wireless, which really sucks. I'll play it on this. It's a good game for the Steam Link, so I can play it on my TV. So, Nibblebits. Will, what do you got for Nibblebits?
I've got a lot, Dan.
Nice.
There's more Vegeta and Goku coming to Dragon Ball Fighters. So base Goku and base Vegeta from the Saiyan saga, as before any of them could turn Super Saiyan, they're being added to the game. It's a little weird because you would think these characters would be in the game before,
Right.
but they're not. They're DLC. Not super pumped on these two characters. I think it's going to be cool not fan fiction,
Fan service.
fan service for them because like Goku does the Spirit Bomb, Vegeta does the Gallic Gun, which are two of their signature moves. So that's cool. But I'm looking forward to the next DLC because if the rumor and leak is true, we're getting Cooler, which is Frieza's brother, in Android 17, and those two characters I'm pretty pumped on. So. They're coming soon, maybe next week. It said early August. They didn't give a specified release date. I tried searching for it, couldn't really find it. But so there's that. Dan, I'm looking forward to hearing your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
The Spyro Reignited trilogy, physical edition is actually going to have one disc, and the other two games are going to be downloads. So a lot of people are really, really upset about that.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I mean, I feel like for the most part, when you get a disc for a game, there's very little of the actual game on the disc. Most of it's downloaded and installed anyway, right?
Yep.
Am I too far off from that? Other than Nintendo with their cartridges, I'm pretty sure the Xbox and PlayStation versions are just small, like parts of the game, and then the rest is to download and install.
Well, what people are worried about is having really slow internet, having no internet to actually get the games.
That's true. That's something we have to worry about here.
Trading in, you're going to get almost no value for it. You're not going to be able, if you buy it used, you're not going to be able to get game 2 and 3.
Really? Like at all?
Apparently, that's kind of. I mean, this is people. They haven't come out and said that, but this is what people's worst case scenarios are.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. What I kind of think is happening is they're not going to finish it in time for it to go gold for all the games. So what they're doing is they can finish it in time, not have to delay it, only have that Spyro 1 done, just release the disc for that, and then from there have the downloads ready for people.
Right.
That's kind of what I think is happening, but that's also my glass half full.
Right.
It is Activision. They very, very easily could be screwing the consumer. I don't know. So that's happening with that. I'm still excited for the game, and I'm going to get it regardless.
Yeah, I'm more worried that it's not coming to PC or Switch.
It is. It leaked that it is.
Oh, okay. Both?
Yep. The Insane trilogy for Crash Bandicoot's on there. They're just going to be a little bit later.
For the Switch?
Yep. I think it came out for the Crash Bandicoot came out for the Switch already. Okay. And then PC came out around the same time, I want to say.
Okay.
And then what was I going to say? So yeah, I'm still interested in it. It comes out end of September 21st. I actually took time off from work to play it. I'm really excited to play.
So, do you get codes for the games when you buy the physical copy? Is that how it works?
That's what I'm assuming.
That's how Bayonetta worked. Like when you bought Bayonetta 2, you got a digital code for Bayonetta 1. So yeah, when you trade it in, like if I was to trade in Bayonetta 2 and someone bought it used, they would not get the Bayonetta 1 code. They would have to buy that separately. So, and I am corrected. Beardless says usually the only thing missing from discs are the updates that were implemented after the game goes gold. So the whole games are on the discs.
Really? I thought they had issues where they couldn't fit, the games got too big and they couldn't fit them on discs anymore.
I thought so too.
That's what I always thought it was.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess the response Activision gave was the global launch for Spyro Reignited Trilogy is September 21st. We're excited for fans to play all 3 Reignited games on that day. As with most games today, downloading an update after purchase is quite common. The language on packaging on the web is to let people know the requirements for Spyro Reignited Trilogy. So they didn't even answer the question. Just said, it's there, you'll figure it out.
Yep.
Typical.
Yeah.
Next, the core series for Pokemon game for Switch is moved to late 2019. Was not surprised by that. I figured it would be a fall game anyway. So, still really excited for that. And Dan, I have been logged out of our Twitter, so I'm sorry if you have this, but Life is Strange 2 trailer teases full reveal for August 20th.
Nice. I'll have to bring that up a little bit later on in the episode. I'll bring up the teaser for Life is Strange too.
It I can explain it if you would like.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just a car being driven on the road
Yeah.
through Arcadia,
Oh, through Arcadia Bay after it's been trashed.
I guess.
Huh.
Unless
Or is
it might
years
not
later?
be. Sorry, I had to sneeze. It
That's
might
it.
not be Arcadia Bay, but it looks like it.
Okay.
So,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, it looks like what's his name, the cop, David, is in there. It looks like,
Chloe's stepdad.
yep, it looks like he's in there.
Okay.
But again, you can't really tell. It's too hard to see. So I could be wrong with that. But we'll
man.
find out more the 20th.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Can't
watch
I
that.
can't wait.
Neither can I. Like I said, normally I like to wait till all the episodes are out, but I'm not. I'm just not gonna be able to do that this time. I'm gonna play them as they come out. Hopefully they're because didn't Life is Strange Before the Storm, didn't they come out like month to month to month rather than being like spread out over 8 or 9 months?
Yeah, 8 months for The Walking Dead. Yeah, it was a lot quicker.
Okay.
Don't
That's
Did a
okay.
really good job with being, punctual with their episodes because with me when you have hype is kind of like a bubble
Yeah.
with me. If you go way too long, I become disinterested and I'm way less likely to actually check out your product if you make me wait a year for something.
I'll go one
Um,
step further and to say, not only does my bubble pop and I become disinterested, I become angry and resentful,
Yep.
like with Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, we're getting to that point where I'm going to be not interested.
I've been not interested and I'm already resentful about it.
Well, it's like with music, like they'll announce albums 8 months out. It's just like, why are you doing that? Like, you don't need to build that much hype.
For an album.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just people. I don't know. I don't like the. I'm a millennial. I like the instant gratification. So I
Yeah,
like as soon as I
immediacy.
see something, I need it right then and there,
Yep.
or I become angry. So, um, so yeah, I'm hoping with this that I mean, you guys think Octopath Traveler is going to be our game of the year? Just wait till this bad boy comes out.
Yeah, who knows? They could sneak in there like it did a couple years ago.
I just need Corey to play it.
Sneak in there at the end. If Corey's valid to vote for the Thummies, which he may
If
not
he-
be.
If he picks Life is Strange 2, I'll find a way.
Yeah. Will, would you rotate your camera just a little bit? Your face is off camera.
I'm on camera completely for me.
Just look on the Skype window. That's what you need to look at. If you're if you have our Twitch up.
Well,
Not-
Dan,
not-
you have it looking stupid.
That's Skype for you. I can't control that.
That is less than half of my window.
It's
for my camera.
probably about a quarter of your camera. Yep. Like I said, I wish I could do horizontal instead of vertical slice. I don't think I can. I've tried tinkering with it and it just doesn't want to.
Skype sucks. My
Doesn't want to
God.
go. I mean, it's better, but it still does. You're right. It does still suck. So anyway,
Beardless says history does tend to repeat itself. So
yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. Any more Nibblebits, Will?
nope, that's it.
Okay. All right. I got a couple things. First of all, the big story, at least in New York, is that in a bold move last week, New York State kicked top internet service provider Spectrum out of the state.
Explain this to me like I'm 5.
Okay, so so the details of the merger, they had to expand their services to a certain amount of underserved customers. They apparently did not meet those things. So New York is rescinding their merger. So they have to leave. They can't do business in New York State anymore.
Is there going to be some? Oh, they end up servicing more people. Guess what? They get to stay. Is that going to end up happening?
That could happen. Okay, so New York State kicked them out. They gave them 60 days to come up with a plan to transition to a new internet service provider, a new cable company or what have you. But there's undoubtedly going to be lawsuits involved. It's probably going to be a long process. What's probably going to end up happening is that's New York's way of kicking Spectrum in the pants to improve their service, expand their service, what have you. So
Dan, like our internet goes out 4 or 5 times a day.
yeah, I know, and that's my big problem with it too. I don't know if Corey has the same issues, but I have the same issues as you. Our
Yeah.
internet, it'll be fine for 3 or 4 days, and then for 3 or 4 days, it'll go out 2, 3, 4 times a day, and it's always at the worst possible times. Like Corey mentioned something about the IP address refreshing. I don't see the need for that all the time. Like maybe once in a while. I don't know things from the technical aspect.
That's never happened before.
Well, that's just it. I had Time Warner Cable, and as much as I complained about them, at least their service, like, it worked.
Yeah.
The one time or a couple times I had a lot of trouble, it was because wiring got bad and connections got bad. And it took a few service calls for someone to come. I had to actually know the service tech personally before it got fixed, but it got fixed, and it was something physical that was wrong with our lines. Now it goes out for literally no reason ever. It's terrible.
And even when I'm connected, like I'll try to do something on my phone and nothing will load because just the service in the house is so bad. I don't know why. I'll have full bars, like I'm right by the router, like it just does not work.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating because you can't do anything when the internet's down anymore because everything is so interconnected.
Yep, absolutely. My kids lose their minds because, they're watching Zach Scott games, or my twins are watching Peppa Pig, or, everyone yells at me when the internet goes out. Fix it. But I can't.
You can't, yeah.
So,
as
yeah.
As I told you, if I had to care every time my internet would go down, my life force would be destroyed.
Wow.
There's a motorcycle.
After 9 o'clock at night.
I would do bad things to those neighbors to get rid of them.
They're awful. Anyway, so yeah, I'm watching this whole thing with great interest. I'm very excited to see how it's all going to play out.
I'll be extremely disappointed if New York State just slaps him on the wrist and lets him back.
Well, they did get fined $3 million too. That was part of the whole spiel. So, and they also cannot disrupt people's services while they're quote unquote transferring it to another provider.
At least that's a good thing, because if they were mad, oh my God, we'd have a miserable 2 months.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I haven't heard anything since then. I'm gonna, as I said, keep my eyes peeled on this story. It's interesting because to me, Spectrum needs a kick in the pants. They're terrible.
Yeah, they're the worst internet provider I've seen.
I joke that as I hated Time Warner Cable, hated them, but I wish for Time Warner Cable again. That's how bad our service is now.
Yeah.
So, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can get DSL or we can get satellite internet.
Yeah, there's no competition.
Those are not the same thing at all. So,
how different would our lives be if we had fiber?
That would be great. That would be absolutely great.
Have they expanded a lot more since we've last discussed them?
Well, I mean, there's fiber providers in New York. It's for the most part it's Verizon Fios, but we don't have it here. It's as close as I want to say Elmira you can get Verizon Fios. I know Western New York has it, and then out Albany Way has it, but most of Central New York, I believe, only maybe parts of Syracuse have Fios too.
Oh, so just Binghamton.
Yeah, just Binghamton. But yeah, I know that Verizon has since halted its Fios rollout, and I feel like the two ISPs came to an understanding that they're not gonna fight each other over subscribers, which is not how it should be. But I don't know.
What happened to competition?
Well, part of it,
People wanted to be the best back in the day.
Yeah, in some cases, local governments will sign exclusive contracts with ISPs, so they can be the only provider. And then some states are making it so, because some municipalities are looking at putting in their own local government owned fiber optic networks. Like I read an article about Chattanooga, Tennessee, that put in its own fiber optic network, and the citizens of the city pay it's like $70 a month for fiber internet, and I don't even think they have to like pay a bill. I think it comes out of their taxes, so they don't even like notice that it's coming out. Really, it was a slight uptick in their taxes, but
I would move there.
well, exactly that, and that was the idea. Like, they're using that to generate like tech businesses, to try and attract that stuff to their area. And it's from what I gather, it's like kind of working, So,
I mean, it's the most integral part of our lives at this point, other than food and water.
Yeah.
So,
agreed. Anyway, that's enough about that. It's frustrating, but I'm very interested.
You could complain all day about it.
Oh, easily. So my next Nibblebit, this one was brought to my attention by Idaho Jake. He said, third-party accessory maker PDP is making neat colored GameCube-style controllers for Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's a wired controller, and they come in 3 colors. There's yellow for Pikachu, red for Mario, and blue for Link. They have the current capture and home buttons that are on the Switch controllers. Also, detachable right stick that can handle, or that can be made like the old C stick on the GameCube, or a full thumbstick. They're also standard USB plug-in, so I'm assuming that means they can work on PC too. That would be awesome. I would love that. Available in holiday 2018. I would presume that's going to be around the launch of Smash Brothers Ultimate. So
I'll take 8
to those. Yeah. Well, you already have. You're already all set, I think.
I don't know where any of mine are, to be honest.
Probably let your friends borrow them.
I did. I just don't know which ones anymore.
You have to dig them up. Because really, Smash needs to be played with the GameCube controller.
Yeah, I'm not going to play it. The maybe is a Pro controller. That's a big maybe, though.
Yeah, it's designed for the GameCube controller.
Can you name a more iconic game controller duo in gaming?
I don't think so. Maybe the Nintendo 64 controller and GoldenEye.
I think Smash and the GameCube controller are just... You don't see controllers transcending generations after their generation has been completed.
Yeah.
Maybe the 360 controller, but that's never tied to a specific game. It's just tied to...
Yeah. I had played... When Smash for the Wii U came out, I had played on the Pro controller. A little bit on the gamepad, but mostly on the Wii U Pro controller. But once I played it on the GameCube controller, it like made sense,
It was like an epiphany.
It was like a great awakening that I experienced.
Love it.
So there is that. Then my last one, Mario Tennis Aces, was the best-selling game of June. Believe it or not, it was followed by God of War.
Still,
yes. That came out in, was it May?
April.
Nice.
I gotta play God of War. I never played more than a couple hours.
Yeah. It's good stuff from what I gather. I haven't played it either. So. Okay. That's all I got for Nibblebits. How was your week, Will?
It's been pretty good. One thing I wanted to bring up is I started watching Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Uh-huh.
And what that is, I know we've probably talked about it ad nauseum, but it's the Dragon Ball Z series with the filler cut out. And I actually think it's also like redubbed. They touched up some of the scenes. I really think I'm only in episode 20 or 21. I think for people who don't want to watch the full series, you need to watch it. Like, Dan, like, you would love this because a lot of the bad, like, voice acting that was plagued to the kind of the beginning of the series, it's really good. Like, the voice acting was really good because they did it in 2012, 13, 14, whatever. So, like, they've had 20 years of experience voicing these characters already.
Yeah.
So, like, that awkward anime space in between characters talking and, like, the awkwardness, that's all gone. Like, it's, like, actually, like, a crisp conversation. Like, it's not awkward at all. They got rid of all of the filler. So, it's pretty much, like, for reference, I got to Namek, Planet Namek, which is about 60 episodes into the main series. On episode 19, they land on Namek.
Huh?
So, like, they go through it quick. Like, Raditz dies in 2 episodes. Like, Vegeta and Goku are fighting by episode 12, 13. So, like, it's really... they keep the pacing up really well. So I wanted to say, like, for people who are interested, watch Kai. I think it's a great way to watch the series. The main complaint I have is Gohan's voice actor changed. I'm not a fan of the new voice actor.
Gotcha.
I think Gohan from the original series is way better voice acted.
Okay.
I don't know if that's just my nostalgia, but he sounds too much like a whiny little boy, even though he's only like 4 in the beginning of the series. But
Okay.
definitely prefer the old voice actor. So, yeah, Reefer says he can't watch regular DBZ anymore.
Uh-huh.
I get it. I really do.
Nice.
I kind of prefer some of the filler. I think the Namek filler is pretty bad, but I think the Saiyan Saga filler and some of the Cell Saga filler is pretty good. I don't like the Buu Saga filler either. So I think the Namek and Buu Saga are going to really benefit from being Kai, having the Kai treatment. So that's, I keep rewatching Dragon Ball Z. I'm waiting till school starts before I watch original Dragon Ball and GT. What else? Not much. Work. I'm done with my internship next week, so... Oh, I'm running a 5K on Sunday, too.
Oh, have you gotten in shape for it?
No.
Because I know you're physically fit, but running is... Well, a 5K probably isn't too bad. What is that? 2.2 miles?
3 point something.
It's 3.2.
Well, here's the thing. I'm bulking right now,
Wow.
so I've cut cardio down to 10 minutes on the elliptical.
Wow.
And I'm getting fat, so it's just kind of like... I paid money to run, is basically what I did.
There's nothing wrong with that.
My manager is super into running marathons, 5Ks, half marathons, stuff like that. He said, I should do it. And I was like, no. Then I was like, if one of my friends at work does it, I'll do it. And he said, yeah, which blew my mind because I picked him because I didn't think he would run it.
Nice.
So here we are, Sunday. I don't have to work, so I'm running a 5K.
Nice.
At the Speedy Fest, actually. Okay. So that's going to go horribly, but whatever.
Wait, did you say Sunday?
Sunday, yeah.
It's supposed to be really hot on Sunday, just to let you know.
Sure is.
It's been in the 70s and pleasant for the past 3 weeks, and it's gonna be like 89 and humid as hell on Sunday. So,
well, the good thing the 5K is at 9 in the morning.
Oh, okay, you should be fine then.
So we should be good. But I'm wearing my compression pants.
Oh, well,
no shorts.
Got to.
Cut off, and then Dan Baker Mayfield. You familiar with Baker Mayfield?
Yep.
Quarterback. You know that stupid bandana he always wears when he plays?
Yeah.
We both got Baker Mayfield bandanas to
nice.
wear.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. I'll report back next week how much I'm hurting.
Nice.
So that's about my week in a nutshell. I'm looking forward to getting back to school.
Really?
Really bad. Oh yeah.
To cut down on the amount of work that you have to do.
Yeah, because I can do nothing during the week. I just show up to classes and sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
And I have a pretty easy schedule coming up ahead. I haven't actually made it, but I don't have to take too much. So.
Nice.
That's it. What?
Along those lines, Will, I've actually finally started to notice some muscle definition in my upper body.
Yeah?
From my kettlebell exercises. I'm up to 6 sets of 10 reps.
Nice.
Started at 3. It's been like 2 months since I started, and I'm starting to get like traps.
Yeah.
And I can see like my shoulders, the round. I don't know what any of the muscles names are, but the rounded shoulders here.
Yep.
It feels nice. And I'm also, I don't know if you've heard of this one, Will, but I'm going to start a new fasting diet. I think at the latest on Monday, but I'd like to try and start it tomorrow. It's the 1 meal a day. OMAD.
I don't know about this. What is it?
I just found out about it last night. I'm like, I'm going to try it. But it's, you have 1 hour a day to eat your caloric intake for the day.
That's going to be tough. Well,
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I because I've gotten used to intermittent fasting anyway, so I would eat between like 11 and 7. But like even when 11 o'clock would roll around, I'm not particularly hungry.
Yeah.
Usually I don't get hungry until right around supper time. So you're
That's
allowed to,
interesting.
yeah, you're allowed to drink water, tea, coffee with no cream in it. So that should suffice me. And then for my meal, I can have, you try to eat healthy, but I would like to try to stick between like 15 and 1800 calories for my 1 hour.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was reading up on it. It's interesting. It's worth a shot anyway.
Don't tell mother. She thinks I'm really harming myself when I was doing intermittent fasting, so
Yeah. No,
she would be through the roof.
it was an easy way for me to control my eating because my eating's always, or since I graduated from high school and started living on my own, my eating's been way out of whack.
I don't know what it is,
So,
but I have an unhealthy relationship with food, and I don't
yeah.
know where it comes from, but like I'm always chasing that feeling of being full. So when I was intermittent fasting, like I felt like a normal human. I wasn't like
Yep.
eating. I ate a whole pizza today, like before we recorded, and that's just disgusting.
Yeah, that's my problem too. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna try it, and if not, I'll just go back to regular intermittent fasting. But
Yeah.
I haven't really lost weight per se, but I know I've put on muscle because I can feel it now. So
Mhm.
it
So
feels nice.
are you gradually getting into more working out?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was this close to buying jogging shoes the other day. I'm going to eventually, but yeah. Like I said, I
Perfect.
started out on the kettlebell doing like 3 different exercises. I would do 3 sets of 10 reps, and I'm up to 6 now. And I've added a bunch of different exercises that I do, and I try to keep my heart rate like elevated for the length of my workout. And yeah, it doesn't take super long, but I'm slowly adding on time.
Now, can I interest you in one cycle of steroids?
I don't know if I want to go that far just yet.
I'm trying to get somebody I know to do it.
Just to
So I
try it.
can see.
Yeah.
No, that's
I
awesome though.
I don't know if I work out enough to have a benefit. Probably.
Yeah, no, you would. You would also want to lift your house probably, because that's how much of a testosterone boost you get.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy.
I bet.
Like I said, Dan, if you're ever interested in going to Get Hard Fitness, I can sneak you in when I go
Yeah,
at night.
I probably want to go once just to see what people do regularly because I've always only ever done my own thing.
Yeah,
So I'd just be interested to see.
yeah.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm becoming a fitness nut because I'm not. But I do want like it just. I was telling my wife the other day. I don't want when I leave this earth kicking and screaming. I don't want it to be because of something I could prevent. You know.
That's kind of how I started doing it too.
Yeah.
I was like, well, like when I graduated high school, I was like, didn't want to be the one who, just got slovenly and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I was like, I'll try and prevent.
It's good that you started when you did because it's a lot harder when you get older to switch your bad habits. So
Well,
that's what I'm working on now.
Well, even when I was 205 pounds, like cutting that off to get to 155 when I did, like that was one of the hardest things I've ever done because that was like 5 months of dieting and it was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to correct that and it gets discouraging, but it's one of those things where you just gotta trust the process of it. And even though when you get discouraged, not to be like, oh, I'm done, I'm gonna eat a whole pizza, like just keep doing it because eventually you'll break through.
Yeah. That's
So.
where I'm hoping to get now. Yeah. If I go, I want it to be something I had no control over. So
Definitely.
that's where I'm at now. So I got a couple other things. First, I don't know if anyone noticed on our YouTube channel, the wife and I finally launched our video series that I've been talking about for a couple months now, where I sit down with her and have her play a game that she's not used to playing. So I decided to call it Rookie Camp, Thumbstick Athletes Rookie Camp.
That's what that was. I was
Yes.
like, wait, is it Max? But I hadn't watched it yet.
Yep, it's Val playing Breath of the Wild. Because my son's so into it, my daughter's into it. They watch Breath of the Wild videos when they're not playing Breath of the Wild. Like they all love it. So I wanted my wife to have a better idea of what that means and how impressed I am that those two can play it as well as they can. She had no context for any of that stuff. So
How hard that game is.
yeah, you know what? I'll call that up right now.
You got some views on this one, Dan.
Yeah, I think we have like 35 views on it, which is more than most of our podcast. 36 views, more than
And
most
2
of our
comments.
podcast episodes. Yeah.
Wow.
So I do have some tweaking to do on it. I have a green screen that I want to set up for next time. I also have to. We've got to talk louder, more into the microphone. Part of it is because we don't want to be too loud and wake everybody up. So, but yeah, it's fun. So we're planning on doing that Sunday nights, and the episode will go up either later Sunday night or Monday, like in the morning, and hopefully every week. She really enjoyed it. She's really looking forward to part 2. So, but I'm gonna pick a new game once a week, unless she really wants to play something again. I'm sure she'll want to play Breath of the Wild again because she really enjoyed it. But I'm gonna surprise her with the game. She knew about this one because I couldn't wait to tell her because I really wanted to have her play it. So.
You can't say because she listens, right?
Yeah, I can't say. I can text it into our Thumbstick Athletes group chat. So.
I'd be interested to know what you pick.
Yeah. I mean, I have a huge list of games for her to try. So, and we'll play like roughly the first hour, maybe a little bit more. I think this one was an hour and 20 minutes, maybe, just because that's like she beat 2 of the first shrines on their Great Plateau. So I figured that was like a good time to stop. And like I said, if she wants to come back to it at some point, we can certainly revisit it. But yeah, that was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Is showering with Daddy gonna be one of the games?
Maybe. Just show her some of the more, or Mount Your Friends could be one too. That's a good one to have on there.
Show her that side of gaming.
Yes. So I've had my Chromebook for a week now. It's made podcast stuff much easier because I have to, like, whenever I have to do stuff for the podcast, like I need to have a computer to do it. It's just not convenient to do it on my phone. Because I don't want to have the Facebook app on my phone. I don't want to have Twitter app on my phone. I don't like having that stuff like slow down my system resources because I need my phone to be immediate and responsive when I do stuff, and those slow things down and drain battery. So I don't have any of those. So I'd actually have to, even though my computer's upstairs now in the dining room, like I still have to come in here and sit at it. With my Chromebook, because it's both a tablet and a laptop, like I just have it with me just about all the time. Like I set it up on the kitchen counter, I take it with me into the living room, I can have it, I can do stuff here and there. It's been great. The thing about this one too is it's got the Play Store apps, so any vacancies that Chrome OS left, you can fill with apps. They don't all format very well to the widescreen. But yeah, it's very, very nice thing to have, and it was inexpensive, so good stuff there. I'm actually surprised at the quality of the speakers on this one too. Sounds pretty good because I listened to the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack earlier.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a good one. So there's that. Oh, and then my last one. I actually have been wanting to ask this for a little bit, but I was listening to our intro, and I wanted to get the community's thought, and if they thought I should shorten it or leave it alone or try to find a new intro. We've had the same intro for the entire length we've doing this podcast, which is almost 7 full years. It's 7 full years sometime in August here. I don't know when the exact anniversary is. So just wanted to get this sense from people if they want us to change it or keep it the same or shorten it or whatever. We're open to ideas here, so just let us know.
There is something endearing about never, ever, ever, ever changing our intro.
Yeah, we don't have to. If people like it, that's fine. But it does feel long. I think I started at like 35 seconds in, which seems kind of long for an intro. But yeah, if people like it, I'm more than willing to just leave it too. So there is that. Let's get into what we played, Will. The only thing I played, and I know you played a buttload of, is Octopath Traveler. So let's hear your thoughts on Octopath Traveler week 2 or 3.
So I think last week, for the 2 weeks, I put 30 hours into the game. This week alone, I put 30.
Nice.
So I'm at 60 hours of gameplay. And if I remember correctly, I left off having completed everybody's chapter 2 or most people's chapter 2. So I have not progressed any bit for the story since then. I've literally been grinding, getting equipment. The biggest struggle right now has been getting those secret classes.
Oh yeah.
So I figured out a strategy for 2 of them. And I don't want to spoil the strategy if nobody wants it spoiled.
Yeah.
If people want
I
it
don't.
spoiled, okay, so you don't. So I got the Sorcerer and Starseer.
Oh, cool.
So I cannot, for the life of me, beat the Rune Blade
Uh-huh.
one. I've tossed. Okay, so that fight's like I spend 40 plus minutes for that fight, and I'll get him to the red, but I just can't beat him. And I don't know if my characters are too weak. Like, they are too weak. They're underleveled. They're somewhere in the high 30s, and somewhere in the 40s, and that's pretty low to take these on.
Uh-huh.
I just can't. I can't get those extra couple hits to try and kill the Rune Lord, and it's really bothering me. Or Rune Blade, whatever it is.
Okay.
So that's what I've really been working on. I kind of wanted all the classes for the last 2 chapters to go into the game. Because I guess those chapter 3 and 4 get really good for some of the characters. So I kind of want to clean up in there and take care of everything.
Okay.
But can't do it. Can't beat them. I haven't tried the War Master. I kind of wanted the Rune Blade first.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm gonna grind some more. The saving grace skill is really helpful. So that's where you heal above your max HP.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That's pretty handy. So have that. But like I said, I cannot beat him, and it's really bothering me. But the game, I don't think we talked about it last week, but the soundtrack.
Yeah, so good.
It's top notch. Like some of those cities, like because what I've done is I've explored the entire map, so I've been to every city, and those final cities, like on the outskirts of the map, all have really cool soundtracks to them.
Nice.
I
think I only put another 3 to 4 hours in this week. I only played it in little bits. I'm mostly done with chapter 2s. I think I have 2 more chapter 2s left. I have to do Hanitz.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one other character, Alphen. Those 2 I have to do. But yeah, I mean, I've spent a lot of time like just goofing around too, like exploring, trying to get some of the side missions done. One thing we didn't talk about last week when we talked about Octopath Traveler that I want to talk about was who's your favorite character?
So my favorite character to use,
not just use, but just which character do you like the most?
It's tough because there's certain character stories that I like a lot more than others, but there's characters that I have in my party that I just love.
Yeah.
Whose stories so far, like Ophelia is one example. She's my favorite character to use, but her story so far for chapter 2 I thought was a little bit weaker than the other ones. But someone like Primrose's story, I also use her. I think she's got one of the best stories.
Yeah. I'm in agreement there.
I also really like Alphen. I don't use him in my party, but I really like what's going on with his character so far. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I really enjoy all the characters. Probably my least favorite might be Tressa. I use her the least.
Okay. Yeah, see, Tressa's my favorite character. I like her the most, but I don't like her story as much. It's not as interesting to me as like you said, Primrose is probably my favorite storyline so far.
Yeah, just so much darker than like Tressa's is just kind of like jokey, and I get she's like the cute aloof character, so like I get it, but
I mean, part of my reason for liking her too is because if I was in this game, and I've said this before, but I would probably be like her. I would be a merchant of some sort.
Yeah.
Try to make money because that's what I do in any game that I play. Like a Crusader Kings too. I try to be an economic empire. Like I just always try to take the money making route in these things. So
It,
that's probably what I would be.
the merchant class is pretty helpful. I know it doesn't do a lot of DPS, but man, that collect skill where you can steal money,
Yeah.
really helpful, especially because money is pretty hard to come by in the game.
Yeah, donate BP is nice too.
Donate BP is an incredible skill as well. Um, yeah, like I said, I really honestly like every single character a lot. It's to the point where like I want to use like Hanet and Alphen, Oberlick more, but like my main party has been Ophelia, Primrose, Therion, and Cyrus.
Uh-huh.
So my main party gets destroyed if there's a big damage dealer because
Yes.
they can't take a hit.
That's okay. So my party's the exact same, but I take out Therion and put in Tressa.
Yep,
So that's my party, and it's magic users and like the damage dealers. I don't have anyone that can take a hit. Same thing.
yep.
So
I'm actually thinking of taking maybe Cyrus out, and it's not because I don't want to use him. I already have, because what I've been running is Primrose as a Starseer and Ophelia as a Sorcerer, so they do a lot of damage and a lot of like healing, that sort of thing, buffs and debuffs. So I'm thinking of taking Cyrus out to have a huge damage dealer in my second party, and putting maybe Hanet in as a War Master.
okay.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and maybe having a little bit more beef to my party, I guess, lack for a better word. And maybe make Therion the Rune Blade. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I'm playing with. I'm not really sure. I also don't know if any of them make a good War Master or Rune Blade. So, like, you kind of, when you use Ophelia and Primrose, you're like, oh, they can do magic pretty well.
Right.
So.
Yeah, see, I just made Hanet my warrior secondary class.
Yep.
So I'm hoping she can fill in, because I haven't used Ulbrich very much.
I guess he's a huge damage dealer. I didn't realize this.
Really?
I guess so. I don't use him too much either.
Huh.
Everybody in my game is at least level 30. And after that, like, Ophelia is my highest at like 46 or 7 or something like that.
Okay.
And man, like, I'm only halfway through the stories and I'm 60 hours into the game. So I'm going to be going over 100 probably
Nice.
for Octopath Traveler. But I love the game. It's really good. I don't. You know what? The more that I play it, and the more that I see that their stories aren't interconnected, the more that I like it.
Yeah.
There doesn't need to be everybody needs to save the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of like everybody has their own narrative, and everybody's helping each other out.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's refreshing.
Yeah. Like, I see these reviews talking about how this game falls under the weight of all of its influences, and I'm like, no. It just because there's not an overarching story doesn't mean it's collapsing under the weight of its influences. It doesn't need that.
Yeah, as I said, my only real complaint for Octopath Traveler was that it eats up battery life really fast. That's literally my only complaint. That was all I could come up with.
I played 40 minutes the other day and I was at 60.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. It eats battery, I think, faster than like Breath of the Wild even.
Which is crazy because that game's massive.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really put Hollow Knight on hold. I didn't think any game would be able to do that until I completed Hollow Knight, but Octopath Traveler has done it.
Yeah.
As soon as I beat Octopath, it's when I go back to Hollow Knight and beat that. It's going to be rough getting back into it, though, because the game's hard.
Yeah.
So I'll get steamrolled a couple times, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
That's it. I tentatively, after Octopath, I'm going to finish Hollow Knight. Then I think I'm going to go to God of War.
Okay. Try to get that finished up.
Yeah, I have a long slog, and then that'll probably take me till Spyro.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna tackle next after Octopath. I've got a few things I've got to finish off. I've got to get rated G games started again. For a while, for like 3 months, I did a video every night, and I haven't really done it, so I want to kind of restart that. I've got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker that I've got to play for the Switch, so that's
got a lot of content on it though. So
yeah, I've got like 80 videos or something like that.
That's pretty
but
good.
I want to get it restarted, and I don't know.
I gotcha.
I want to get Monster Hunter World. I just don't know if I'm going to, because it's one of those time sync games.
If these time sync games, if they're not right up my alley, like Octopath, I don't think I'm gonna be able to play them.
Yeah, see, if it was on the Switch, it would be much easier. I don't like sitting here by myself on my computer.
Yeah,
You know?
like I thought about upgrading my PC, but now I have just like no interest in it.
Yeah, I hear
So
you.
it's like I will play on the Switch if I want to play it.
That's exactly right.
Switch is
I'm
ruining
also-
everything.
Yeah, same here. Okay. Anything else, Will?
No, that's it.
All right, let's do feedback.
Okay.
So the first one is from Eric, or Reefer, as he's known in the chat. He says, "Hey guys, hope you all have had a great week. I've had serious analysis paralysis the last few days trying to decide what game I want to play in the evenings. The No Man's Sky update has been fantastic, but Colleen has been glued to it on the PS4, so I'm stuck staring at my way too large Steam library every night. Do you guys have this problem? And if so, how do you get over it? Do you just pick one at random and go for it, or what?" Now, for everyone's favorite intermittent segment, This Day in Real Life. On this day in 1776, the signing of the United States Declaration of Independence took place. Contrary to popular belief, the 4th of July was simply the day that it was voted on. Interesting. 1918, the first general strike in Canadian history took place in Vancouver. Excuse me. Workers of the world unite. In 1937, the Marijuana Act of 1937 was passed, rendering marijuana and all of its byproducts illegal. Boo. And in 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait, leading to the start of the first Gulf War. Game on, friends. Analysis paralysis. How do we tackle that? About what games to play?
Honestly, when I have that, I just watch The Office or Dragon Ball Z. So I'm a bad person for that. I think maybe just have a list of games that you want and then random number generate them or roll a dice or something like that. Like label each one. That might be a good way to do it. Make sure it's a game that you want. Because a lot of time when I do that though, I will want to play it, and then I'll get to it and I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to play this.
Yeah.
I have that
You
issue.
get it installed, you get it fired up, you get into the menu, and you're like, I don't want to start a new game. Dang
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
So if you're that type of person, then you're screwed. You're
Yeah.
Eric and Corey.
Yeah. That is exactly what they do. And then they watch TV.
Yep, and movies.
Yeah, I think we're in a little different situation here because we try to play newer stuff, right? I mean, as much as I used to go back and play games that I've already played and beaten, I don't really do that as much anymore because I constantly feel like I need to be playing something new, which is not a bad thing because it's led me to some excellent discoveries game wise. And 4 in February is also a good time to hit the backlog. Because if you're like me, you have a giant, he said giant Steam library. That's a great time to hit the backlog. But for me, I try to tend towards games that have come out this year if I want to start something new, because then it's something that's eligible for thummies, something that's more topical. That's how I go through that. But I don't run into that problem too much anymore. Not knowing what to play. But I would say get No Man's Sky for the PC. Pretty sure it's still on sale. At least you could find it somewhere. Maybe Green Man Gaming has it on sale.
Here, I'll check.
Yeah,
No Man's Sky. So $29.99.
$30. That's not bad.
Yeah, 50% off.
Okay, yeah,
Do it.
that's what I would do. Because I agree, the No Man's Sky update was fantastic. So thanks for that, Eric. Okay. Next is feedback. This is from Alex, who says, "Aaron, my favorite part of about being a receptionist is I get to have my own desk. My foster home never had a desk, so it's like I don't like my foster home. I did like it. I just didn't have a desk there. Did you have a favorite age or month?" Michael Scott, an age or month? Aaron, yeah, like a favorite month. Like I like April when I was 7. Michael Scott, I've been trying. I have been trying to keep it going. Aaron is just weird. Aaron, how many pillows do you sleep on at night? Underrated relationship, by the way, is Aaron and Michael. They have some good moments, very much so, because Aaron kind of looks up to Michael as a father.
Yeah,
Definitely an underrated relationship in the office.
yeah. You kind of see that she didn't have a father figure growing up,
Yes.
so she wants Michael to be that, and he just hates her at the start.
Yep.
Hates her.
It's too funny. He says, hello. First off, I watched a new YouTube video with Val and thought it was great. Can't wait for more. I think a scary game should be next after Zelda. Have you guys watched any new movies lately? Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was good, not as good as Jurassic Park. The new Mission Impossible was also good. They've gone away from spy thriller and moved into predictable spy action movie like the last one. In games, I'm playing a lot of Destiny 2 with other people, which makes it a completely different game than solo playing, and it's quite enjoyable. I'm not used to raids and grinding to get better gear. How do you guys feel about grinding gear and leveling up in games? Have a great weekend. Glad you liked our video series, Alex. Yeah, we're once a week. My wife was into it, definitely. So yeah, that should be something easy enough to do. It's only about an hour. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to do it every week. That being said, there probably will be weeks where we won't be able to do it, but yeah, a scary game is a good choice too. I can think of one that I played a few years ago that I will not spoil, but that's a great idea. I will put it on my list. Maybe around Halloween we'll play the scary game. Movies. Got the wrong two thumbstick athletes for movies.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a new movie. I still haven't seen The Last Jedi. It's on Netflix. It's been on Netflix for about a month, and I still haven't watched it. So I don't think Will's seen any movies, right?
Yeah. I maybe watch a movie a year.
I'm about the same. Maybe a movie a year. It's probably going to be a kid's movie.
Yep.
So yeah, Eric and Corey may have seen. I think they talk about movies, but it goes over my head. I don't know. I have no idea. Right?
It's like when you and I talk video games. It's when they talk movies.
Yeah.
You know? Like
Yeah.
We have our own things within the group that we talk about.
Yes. That's exactly right. Destiny 2, more fun with friends and solo. Definitely, that's the type of game. I'm not used to raids and grinding to get better gear. How do you guys feel about grinding gear and leveling up in games? What do you think, Will?
Depends. It's a JRPG. I love it.
Yeah, if I like the game and I like the game elements, then definitely. I never minded grinding in Guild Wars 2 because I love the game and the combat system so much. Even the ridiculous amount of grinding you needed to do to get like legendary weapons. I didn't end up completing it and getting my legendary weapons, but I started it and never minded it. It was such a great game. So yeah, I don't mind it if I already like the game. But if you're ho-hum on the game and don't like some of the systems, I can't do the grinding at all. It sucks.
I don't think grinding is necessarily a bad thing either.
Yeah.
People constantly want the pace to be pushed forward, but I think sometimes we have to step back and work on,
Work for
work for it a little bit. I
Yeah.
kind of think that could be more rewarding. If you don't like the game, then no, it's not worth it. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, before I could start Chapter 2, I had to grind a few levels on a lot of my Octopath Traveler characters, because I was under-leveled. And I didn't mind one bit because I love the combat system so much. I had no problem going around and just gaining a few levels with my characters. It was good stuff.
oh man, Dan, have you done Bewildering Grace?
No. That's Primrose's legendary ability, right?
That's Sality Sac or something or other.
Oh, okay.
Bewildering Grace is an ability she can learn right off the bat.
Okay. No, I don't think I've ever used that.
You should experiment with it.
I will. I'll do that tonight.
Because I'll give you a tip. Get your or fill up your BP meter so you can go max BP.
Okay.
And use Bewildering Grace because you're either going to be so happy or you're going to be upset.
Okay. I'm going to do it.
So it's one of those abilities. Hey, Tito.
What's up, Tito? Tito, I'm just getting ready to read your feedback, man.
Perfect timing.
So that was from Alex. Thank you, Alex. Tito's feedback. He says, "Hey guys, been trying to get back into No Man's Sky, but I've been busy with work, and also have a hard time remembering the controls and getting back into the swing of things. Gameplay wise, not much has changed, but I have not done any base building or tried out vehicles and freighters. I'm sure that adds to the experience. All those things were added after I stopped playing the first time. The main thing I've been enjoying with No Man's Sky is all the screenshots and videos people have been sharing, from cool planets made out of hexagonal metal panels to giant trees that reach to the clouds, or gigantic underground caves that you can fly through. And there's been some really cool bases people have built. It's really cool to see the added variety Hello Games has managed to include in the game. The pictures of different geological formations that weren't in the game at first are really cool, and the addition of clouds and planetary rings add so much beauty and grandiosity to space. I'd like to get back in and play with my friends and build a really cool base, but so far I don't mind looking at other people's work. I'm too lazy and busy at the moment. Hope all is well." Yeah, totally agree, Tito. Actually, I talked about earlier in the episode, I had to have my Chromebook up with the controls because I could not remember what they did. And they actually were a little bit different from whatever the website I had was updated. It was a little different than what they were now. There's a few added things in there, which is really confusing for me. I do think when I fire it up again, I'm going to use the Xbox controller because it just feels kind of awkward with keyboard and mouse. So yeah, but yeah, I'm totally in agreement. I pretty much have enjoyed seeing what other people are capable of creating. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is I did try one of the planetary rovers, which was cool. It was like controlling, and I'm gonna blank on the name of it, but in the first Mass Effect game, the tank. What was that called?
Mako.
Mako, thank you. Yes, it was like driving that around. It had the boost and everything. It wasn't as bad as that, but it felt similar. It was definitely a nod to the Mako. Forgot to mention when I talked about the game earlier. Yeah, yeah. I saw someone made a picture of Sean Murray that you could see from space on a planet. It was fantastic.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It is funny. But yeah, like there's so much more that you can do in the game now than when it first came out. It's great. I'm glad they spent the time to do that because they could have easily just chalked it up to a loss and moved on, But I don't know if it's quite what they promised even, before, but it's close enough that I think it's a good game now,
Yeah, as you said, they do deserve a little bit of credit for being able to stick this out and keep at it.
Working on it for 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
God, if I get a little bit of negative feedback, I shut down. I can't imagine going through what they went through.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So that was from Tito. Thanks, Tito. All right, so this is from Tate, who says, "Sup, dudes? I just want to say it was awesome seeing everyone back last week. Hope that happens more often. Also fun to get in on the chat the last couple of weeks, too. I've tried a few different gaming podcasts recently. I can't get through even one episode of any of them without getting bored. You guys do a great job of keeping it real and fresh, and I trust your opinions on games way more than anyone else. I've learned to love Mass Effect, Stardew Valley, and Bioshock Infinite because of your input on this podcast. Games I probably never would have tried otherwise. I've tried recommending Stardew and Mass Effect to a lot of friends, and no one seems to get into them at all. I don't understand why, as they all tend to like similar games as me. Anyway, thanks for this podcast. It's the most relatable one on the interwebs. This week I've hardly any time to play games, but I played a bit of Bioshock Infinite, and I really like it. Can't wait to get all the way through it. It's my birthday soon, so I'm taking some work off to play games all day. My wife asked me what I wanted to do for my birthday, and without me even saying anything, she said, "How about a whole day of video games and food?" She knows me so well. As I said last week, I've been going through the podcast again. I'm on episode 24 right now. Your talk about Skyrim has me super excited for Elder Scrolls 6. Can't wait for that one. So I was wondering if you guys had heard any news about anything to do with the new Halo coming out. The story, the setting, a new engine, anything at all. I've looked a little bit, but wanted to get your thoughts on it. Anyway, have a great one, gents. Taterade out. So first of all, thank you for the compliments. We're glad we are a relatable bunch of dudes. That's kind of what we're going for. Like really, and you probably you know this, Tate, but our ideal format was just to be dudes like sitting around talking about games. You know, it was very, very low stress environment. We wanted it to be a chill environment. Yeah, we're just friends talking about games. That's what we do. Right?
Tate, I would like when you go through the backlog to let me know what episode the Dead Island argument happens on because that I want to hear that again.
Yeah, and we have no clue because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Dead Island.
You know what? I kind of would like to go back and re-listen to our old stuff.
Yeah. I feel like it's like more entertaining than it was back then.
Yeah, I feel
Or
like
than it is now.
I feel like enough time has passed since we've recorded those that I have no clue what I would be hearing. So I kind of would want to hear it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to see, why we're not in jail. I mean, just look at the Brazilian conversation we had that one episode.
Yeah, that went off the rails.
So.
Yeah, and like you, like whenever I recommend a game to someone and they don't end up liking it, I hate that. I always feel terrible. You know?
Yeah, I don't actually bother recommending music or video games to people anymore because they either don't do it or they won't like it. So I don't even bother.
Yeah, I always feel bad about that. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And Stardew and Mass Effect of all things, people not, especially Stardew. You know, if you, I don't know, the game's so relaxing. It's so good. But
Yeah.
you know, it's not. I'm sure it's not for everyone. As disappointing as it is to say that. BioShock Infinite, so good.
Oh, yeah, I played through that this year.
Yeah, I try to do a yearly playthrough. I think I started it. Did I start it earlier this year?
I think you did when I did.
Okay, because I hadn't experienced it on my ultra wide monitor yet, so I wanted to kind of play that through the beginning. I don't remember though if that was this year or last year. I've gotten to the point where I just totally have lost track of time. But yeah, that's really good. And also, your birthday sounds awesome. Video games and food. For my birthday, I always have my wife make me lasagna for my birthday meal because she makes a fantastic lasagna. It's one of my favorite foods, so that's always my birthday too. Sounds good. Yeah. And then the new Halo. Do we have any update? It didn't. Aren't they supposed to do like a reboot with Halo Infinite? It's Infinite, right?
I don't know if it's that, but I think they're working on a new did a new engine for the game.
Okay.
So I don't know. Other than that, like I don't really know if it's going to be a reboot. I know people have speculated that it was a reboot. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I don't know. I can't remember where 5 left off. I don't know if they're gonna do. They signed up for another trilogy. Wait, if I remember correctly, so I feel like they'd have to finish the next trilogy with 6 and then maybe reboot it. But it's also not titled Halo 6, it's Halo Infinite, so
yeah.
I don't know. I'm honestly kind of curious to see where they go with it because Microsoft keeps trotting out Gears and Halo, and they don't have much else, so
yeah. Reefer says we know it's Master Chief, for what it's worth. That's about all I know about it too. I'm very out of the Halo loop. I haven't played. I think Halo 4 was the last Halo I played. Or what did I even play 4? I played 4. Was that on the Xbox 360?
You played 4 because that's the Halo tournament.
Oh, was that 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Halo was what?
You know what is some lost gold from this podcast was the Halo tournament interview.
Yeah, because Corey has all that, doesn't he?
He lost them, or so he says.
Yeah, he didn't lose them. He's just embarrassed.
That honestly, with him and Eric not really doing this that much anymore, if he has them, he should upload them because that was beautiful content.
Yes, it was. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, but I don't know. I know nothing about it. I just keep hoping it comes to PC. I want to see the Master Chief Collection on PC. One of the new Halos on PC. I would love to revisit some Halo. So that was from Tate. Our last one is from Corey. Corey.
Hey.
He says, "Hey guys, I'm very out of the gaming loop and was shocked to find out Banner Saga 3 had come and gone already. I didn't even know it was announced. My question is, what other games have come out or will come out soonish that I may be interested in? I'm really loving slowing down with games, taking my time, doing more optional things, and taking breaks before I get burned out. I anticipate Ni no Kuni 2 and Octopath Traveler will stick with me forever because of this, whereas when I was constantly trying new games, I had a hard time falling in love with any single game. It kind of feels like the difference between a lifelong partner and a weekend fling. Pod on." Yeah. Banner Saga 3 released to very little fanfare. It's one I never even played Banner Saga 2. I really liked the first one. So is it out on the Switch or it's coming into the Switch? That's where I want to play it. But I think the first and second one just came out on the Switch. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of reviews it got. Haven't.
I think it reviewed well. I'll check our favorite video game review aggregate site.
Reefer says it's the worst Banner Saga. 3 or 2?
So Banner Saga 3 got an 85.
He said, but it's still good, if that makes sense. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, those will be Switch titles for me. Yeah. That's where I'll play them. What other games have come out or come out soonish that he may be interested in? Okay. He said 3 is the worst of the Banner Sagas, but still good.
What games that are coming out that Corey might like?
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter? I feel like he'd like Monster Hunter.
That's next week, next Thursday. Obviously, Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, Life is Strange 2. What's coming out this fall that Corey might like?
Tomb Raider? Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Yeah, would he like that?
Pathfinder Kingmaker? That's what Reefer said in the chat. I don't know what that is, but that sounds awesome. He said comes out soon.
Pathfinder
I'm going to look it up.
Kingmaker.
I'm going to look it up because I don't know anything about it.
Kingmaker. Oh. I've heard this. I just don't know.
Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Ooh, looks like a game we'd all like.
Let's play Pathfinder Kingmaker Beta. Pathfinder Kingmaker Beta. Alright, I'm going to play this video here. After a stupid ad. Oh, he said it's an isometric RPG.
It looks good. It kind of looks like Divinity.
Alright, yeah, that would be up Corey's alley, definitely. And ours.
Just a more cartoony.
Oh, okay, so it looks like... Let me skip ahead here to some gameplay. You know what it looks like? The... Oh, frickin' A. The Diablo-like game that we all love that I'm drawing a blank on because my brain is...
Torchlight?
Torchlight, thank you. It's like Torchlight is to Diablo. Is Pathfinder Kingmaker is to, like, Divinity 2. Divinity Original Sin 2.
So, Dan, I'm going to run through some games and see what you think if Corey would like them.
Yeah.
Dead Cells 2. It's kind of like Hollow Knight. It's a Metrovania roguelike.
I think you would like that. That's one I'm interested in getting to.
Comes out on Switch the 7th. So there's that. Monster Hunter World. We talked about that. He'd probably hate We Happy Few.
Oh, really?
I don't think he would like that, personally. I have it, though, so you can play it for free.
Yeah, I want to play that.
The Walking Dead, the first episode to the season finale. Last season.
I don't think he would like that. I think that's tired at this point, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Dragon Quest 11 X1.
Yep, Dragon Quest 11.
So he might like that.
Yeah.
NBA 2K19.
No.
Valkyria Chronicles.
Valkyria Chronicles 4, yes, for the Switch.
Yeah. So Corey, that's coming out. That's coming out in September. Same day as Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Oh, there
25th.
You go. September 25th.
Yep.
Okay.
Apparently, Life is Strange Episode 1 is coming out the 27th.
Oh, jeez.
This is according to Wikipedia, so this could be wrong. Honestly, if I was him, Valkyria Chronicles would get my vote. I know Reefer has Pathfinder. Dead Cells is another one. Red Dead Redemption 2, even though he's going to have to borrow a console to play that.
It's
He can take my place.
It's got to come. You know what? They're going to sell as many copies as they can on console. It's going to come out on PC like next summer. I bet you.
If he wants, he could take my PlayStation to play it because I think I'm getting the least games for that console.
Okay.
So, there's that. He's going to get Smash Brothers probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, Fallout 76, I don't know what his temperature is for that game.
Oh, I
He's
forgot
not really
about that already.
I'm getting that for PC, I think.
Okay. I will get it on PC too then.
So, Corey, it seems actually there might be some games you might be interested in. I know I just got done saying I wasn't recommending things to people anymore, but...
Well, he specifically asked. And we know his tastes a little bit better because we're on a video game podcast with him for 7 years.
True.
But at the same time, he is the wild card.
Yeah. If it was Eric, maybe.
Well, if it was Eric, you just say that he probably wouldn't be interested in that.
Eric,
right?
I got Madden. That's
Eric,
about it.
He's getting Madden.
Yeah, he's getting Madden. FIFA 19.
FIFA.
Yeah. Chell. I wonder if he's getting... No, he's probably not getting Chell. I'll probably get Chell.
I would get Chell if it was on PC, only because it has PK Subban on the cover.
I'm wondering if Madden is going to test the waters for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
For their sports game.
Yeah.
Coming to PC. So maybe the next iteration of Chell makes it there.
Yeah. All right. I think we got some games for Corey.
Yeah, Corey, I got a lot for you. You better listen to it.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can do our game giveaway.
1 through 5, correct?
No, Corey doesn't count, right? Because a
he
lot
counts.
a lot of the games are his.
Oh, he counts. He wrote feedback.
All right. So let's do it. It's Corey.
Yeah.
Is it really? You might want to text him and see if he wants the game. So I feel bad giving it to him because most of them are his, and you could take them if he wanted.
Corey, you won game giveaway.
I think he's probably gonna not want to.
Let's see what he says.
Take it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he'll say. Why would he?
Let's roll again.
So 3.
3 is Tito.
Tito, big winner.
Winner, chicken dinner.
So
I got all caught up here. So, wait,
no,
Tate. I sent Alex his games. I think I sent Tate his games.
You mean to tell me we're all caught up?
Oh, Tito's in the chat, so he can pick his game right away, and I can send it.
Nice.
Hopefully. All right, so let me write them down just in case. Tito. Okay.
This is the alternate timeline, though.
Yeah.
50.
Okay. 50. 50 is Jotun. I know that one.
Kicking it off heavy.
Yeah.
8.
8 is Far Cry 3.
Hey,
I'm sure he's played that.
That's true. 29.
29 is Populous.
129.
129. Joe Danger 2, the movie.
Corey loves
Joe Danger. Also a Hello Games game.
No, go figure.
Yeah.
Sticking with the theme.
Yeah.
136.
136 is Serious Sam 3, BFE, whatever BFE means. So
is that 4 or 5?
That's 5.
I've gotcha.
So Tito, let us know. I'll send you your game right away.
We'll await your response.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to pick.
There's some good ones in that one. It's the worst when Joe Dirt 2, starring
Yeah.
David Spade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there
a
you
good
go.
pick. That's probably what Corey would pick
Joe
if he
Dirt.
had participated.
Yes. Oh, BFE means big fucking edition for serious.
I was thinking that,
I shortened it to BFE.
but I wasn't gonna say it in case I was wrong.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. So Joe Danger, where is that? 120. Okay. Keep hitting it and Hello Games. That's right. So next week, don't know what we're gonna cover for next week, right? We still have to have our Fortnite update episode. I'll talk to Eric if he wants to do that next week.
The Breath of the Wild revisited.
Yeah, we've got a few ideas we're kicking around for episodes. But we'll be here Thursday night starting at 8:30 Eastern, as usual, with something.
You'll find out what the episode is on Thursday morning when we figure it out.
Right. I hope it's before then, but yeah, who knows? You never know what we're gonna. I've been trying to let people know on Monday what our episode's gonna be for the week, but Facebook doesn't let all of our followers see our posts. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, if there's a way for you to check, just do that, because it just doesn't. It goes to like 90 people tops. That's less than a third of our Facebook followers. So
Facebook is the absolute worst.
it really is. So I think that's everything. That'll do it for episode 367 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Will.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement. Okay. That was a good lengthy one.